Hey everybody, how we doing today? Beautiful day here in the Florida Keys. See, it's a bit windy, so not so great for fishing. Plus I'm working on the website, so I got a little bit of downtime, but I got to get back to that. But in the meantime, I figured I would take a ride along the beaches now that they're open and let you check them out. So that's the plan. Here we are at the southernmost point, where because it's just locals only, nobody really cares. That's why I'm not fishing. A bit windy. Now the Fort Zachary Taylor is still closed because that's a state park. That's on the other side of that radar tower. But I don't know when they'll be opening. But this is the southernmost tip. And then we're gonna work our way down the southern side facing the Atlantic. But otherwise, nobody cares. And this is the new Duval Pocket Park at the end of Duval. That's open as well. People trying to fish, and the beaches are open. And we've got the little tiny dog park next to Louie's backyard. This is probably the most congested one, but because of dogs. People enjoying it. Cages keeping people in. Dogs are happy. No cats allowed. And here's this little corner park here. Now that's finally open. They took the fencing down. It's more of kind of a sunset spot. That's the pier there where I fished and swam underneath it. A lot of rocks and stuff underneath there, but definitely not today. Very dirty water. They are trying to screw me over there. They blocked this off. This used to have an opening there before they put this concrete block in. So my plan was to park around here and then just drop my kayak off, run through here, fish the pier, and boom, quick evening run. But then that racism. Does that sound right? Dang it. But it still runs, so we'll keep using it. And here's Clarence S. Higgs Memorial Beach. Got the cool walking pier there. Got a decent amount of people out. And then the beach. People just chilling. Not a lot. I think the little playgrounds are still closed though. Sucks to be a little kid. Are they closed? I think they're still closed. Not sure though. Just jump the fence. The dog parks are open. They never closed, so dogs always had it good. Nobody here during the day, but in the evening time it gets pretty packed. Birds. The other side of Higgs Beach, and then coming up to the White Street Pier, which is also open, which is nice. Do a little evening fishing here. Not so much since they replaced the lights, got rid of the white lights and put on those stupid bug brown ones, so the tarpon don't really show up as much anymore. But it's very nice to have this open. This is where I always go in the evenings to check out water conditions. And the seagulls have made it sure that people aren't touching it and leaving their coronavirus on the handles there, the rails. They had the run of this place for a while. Pooh City. But again, during the day, not too many people. Right at sunset, quite a few people, but nothing compared when the tourist season is open. Beautiful day. Definitely would be fishing the Gulf side. And a nice day out. adventurous people in the pedal craft. All right, let's keep moving. Play a little bocce ball. Here's a tip for you. If you're down a street that has a bike trail, stay on the other side of the street. Then you don't have anybody to deal with. Especially in the evening, it gets pretty packed on the bike paths. Now there is one important piece over here, just to the east of the White Street Pier, is this. Very, very important. So I can launch my kayak from here. This is an old boat ramp. So they had this blocked off during that whole time frame, so it just opened up as well. So I could just back in here, unload my kayak, and there's generally enough parking over there because people don't know how to park. And then I could head straight out to the reef from here, and that saves me in half an hour to an hour of driving time going up the Keys when I don't have a lot of time. Plus I've been waiting for this to open up so I can go out to the harbor to fish for a tarpon. So this is really the closest legitimate boat launch that I could use. So very happy this is open. So you'll see some more stuff straight out or out at the harbor. And here we are at the beginning of Smathers Beach. This is my little fishing hole for the tarpon and the snook. Key thing here, if you don't see the birds working here, that means the bait's not here, which means snook and tarpon aren't here, but you never know, you can always try. Definitely tough now that it's dirty and windy, but you never know. So let's take a cruise down. And here's from the west end of Smathers Beach. People are all pretty spread out, not that many people. Very nice day. Got the kite surfers out. When they're out, I'm not fishing, and when I'm fishing, they're not out. So it works out perfectly. Much better than the jet skis. Got the police out enforcing the rules. Good for them. Quite a few cars. They just changed this to pay for parking a couple months ago, so I'm not sure if they're charging now. But the city would finally be making their money back if they are. A lot of times these machines aren't working is the problem. And this is from the west end. I actually use this one for launching because it's close to that open end there. Park there and then drag my kayak through the sand here. But less people as you get farther down this way. Popular for the kite surfers over here too. But this is also where I was catching those juvenile tarpon on the fly. See a lot of glass minnows there. Have to start coming back now the beach is open in the evening time. They should be back around. Snook and redfish as well. And this tends to be the windy side. So that's where we're at. The beaches are open. Things are going fairly well. I think the non-essential businesses will probably be opening up pretty soon as well, but that all has to do that we're secluded off from the mainland US. We've got roadblocks, so you can't drive down to the Keys unless you own property, own a business, or as an essential worker. But if you're a resident, we're fairly well buffered in our little sanctuary. I think at the total we're about 78 positive cases, with 70 local and then 8 outside of the Monroe County. 3 deaths that came on earlier in the season. Guy going, hydroboarding. But we haven't had very much in regards to positive cases in the last couple of weeks, like onesies and twosies. But always take that with a grain of salt because we're also really not doing very much testing as well, and the state is not really factual about their reporting. But since we're so secluded, we're a lot better off than other places, so I could understand if they're not funneling testing supplies and all that kind of stuff to us, because we are fairly sheltered. I'm very happy about that. But otherwise, that's the Keys. Beaches are open, people are out. But don't be too jealous, because after this week, this will probably drop off to about a half of it, because people really don't come to the beach that often, mainly during the sunsets. And then what happens as we get closer to the summer in the next couple weeks to a month, the winds will start dying, the heat will start rising, and the seaweed will build up all along these beach areas here, and they'll start to rot, and then it smells like a fertilizer store over here. And before, the only people that would get into the water were tourists, because they can care less, but the locals definitely wouldn't. So that'll keep people out, and then that makes only the state park at the corner really the only one with clean water where you should go swimming. But otherwise, beautiful here in the Florida Keys. See you next video. I'm going fishing eventually. And just remember, anytime you come home, you always gotta pet your puma for 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Get all that coronavirus off. Get it off the fingers. No coronavirus. The belly is the best part. The belly, the back, that gets the virus off. Do the head. The head gets the virus off. Oh, between the fingers. Yep, there we go. And the belly has the antibiotics. There it goes. There it is. Now we're good. Make sure we get a full 20 seconds. Nice. Nice.